Hey everybody, Grimble here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be reacting to My Adventures with Superman, Episode 9. So there was a lot going on in the last episode. It was pretty intense. First, Superman learning how to deal with this newfound ability of super hearing, which I can't imagine what that's like to always hear all of that constantly. But I'm sure he's learning how to kind of filter it out or even tune it out if he needs to and flip it on when he needs it. But man, that must have been quite the headache the first couple days he was doing it. And he was doing his best to handle it. Couldn't sleep, obviously, which I totally understand. And he was completely hopped up on coffee, which was just hilarious to see. Which I guess the Superman can get affected by coffee. Because you would think, in a lot of renditions of Superman, he doesn't even have the ability to get drunk because alcohol just has no effect on him. So I guess that might not be the case with the Superman, considering coffee definitely does affect him. So anyways, just an interesting little tidbit I noticed. But aside from Superman learning to deal with his super hearing, the episode also revolved around the General letting loose those criminals that he had captured, the ones that had all stolen their technology and used it for their own gain. The General mentioned to them, well, now it's time to make up for that. And of course, the way he wants them to make up for it is to get rid of Superman. So they all have those collars attached to them, which people that are familiar with the Suicide Squad know that a lot of them have those attached to their necks in case they get out of line, so they do the government's bidding. And if they stray in any way, those things blow up, or in this case, electrocute them. A much more kid-friendly version of that. But yeah, it's just not pleasant if they disobey orders. And if it's anything like the Suicide Squad ones were as well, if they try to tamper with it or remove it, it also doesn't end well. So in the end, there was a big battle, Superman versus all of these villains, and they were able to subdue him, and the General captured him. So that's currently where we are with Superman. He has been captured. Lois and Jimmy are going to try to find him, I'm assuming, and things just don't look good overall. But I can't wait to find out what happens. So with that being said, let's get right into My Adventures with Superman Episode 9. If you guys are interested in signing up to my Patreon, you'll be able to take advantage of ad-free content, 3 to 4 weeks early access to all reactions, which for the middle tier and above can include the full-length watch-along reactions. Those that subscribe to the highest tier will also be supporting my game and animation studio, Little Grim Entertainment. You'll have access to a sneak peek look at all of our upcoming games and animated shows.
There's no sign of Superman in Park Ridge or Midtown.
It's like he disappeared off the face of the earth.
Which is why we're here. Nobody knows the streets of Metropolis better than the News Kid Legion.
That's right.
Even Patty is helping.
I need more information about Patty.
Superman saved me.
Oh.
When I think of helping Superman, like he helped me, I don't feel so small.
See, this is what I was talking about in the last episode. There's got to be people out there that still believe in him.
We'll find him and everything will be okay.
So they do know about the Red Sun.
Where am I? Now I need dates and numbers. What dates?
He's not going to believe he's just here to help.
When is the invasion? How many of your kind will come through this time?
This time? You've met others like me?
After everything you've done to us, you dare still pretend that
Done
you're
to
the
them.
innocent one here?
What has he done?
I was there on Zero Day, and so were you.
What was that? That his ship?
Sam, where are you? I can't believe you.
Whoa!
Sam. She said Sam. I just realized that. It's Samuel Lane. I knew it.
Come on, Waller. It's been 3 days of staring at a hole in the ground.
So Waller, man, she was jacked.
You know, one day, I'm not going to be around to pull you out of trouble.
Uh-oh. Who's that? That's a big robot. I like the guitar riffs though. I can see why they think that. What happened? Okay. Still feeling Brainiac. Not Brainiac. Maybe Brainiac. Darkseid.
I created Task Force X. I took the tech you left behind and turned your weapons into ours. And then you showed up, passing yourself off as a hero. When we both know what you are. A weapon! Who are you? And why are you on Earth?
I always thought that... Why? Why would they do this?
Uh-oh, is he starting to realize?
Hey, you okay?
No, Jimmy, I said awful things to Clark. I was wrong, and now he's gone, and...
And we are going to find him.
Of course.
No! You can't do this to me! You
Uh-oh.
promised me Superman!
Oh, they lock him. Oh, they locked him up with everybody else.
I don't want to kill
Oh man.
I want him to suffer!
What?
Uh-oh. Why does she have her powers?
We've spent so much time guessing about why Nemesis Omega attacked. What if we're wrong?
Tamp that talk down now.
If his people age like us, he's too young to have been part of Zero Day. If he's innocent...
Innocent? Superman is an invader.
Or he could be an asset. I mean, they need to consider that.
We need information more than revenge.
That's right.
If you can't do it, then we turn him over to Ivo.
No!
Are you having doubts because of something real? Or is it because Superman reminds you of her? And if you can't make the right call, then you're not the man I followed for the last 22 years.
It's my call, not yours.
Camera's off.
Oh. What are you up to, Amanda? She wants them loose.
Hey, you still want to take down Superman?
That's why. Uh-oh.
Rematch time, Superman!
I don't want to hurt you.
Hurt me? You don't hurt me. I hurt you!
Well, thanks. That helped.
If you're trying to trick me like last time, it's not going to work. I don't need your power, because there's power everywhere.
Yeah, but what happens when you run out of it?
Ivo! Stand down. He's mine.
There's gotta be such a thing as too much, Ivo. Is he gonna turn into a kaiju?
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's not good.
Clark! Where are you?
Lois.
There you go. Get up. Well, that's not good. She can feed him. He's gonna turn into a kaiju.
Superman! We found him! We found him! Meet us back at the News Kid Clubhouse.
She gonna carry him?
Clark,
Are you okay?
Remember when you asked me who I was? I'm a weapon. I'm an alien invader sent to kill you all.
No, you would never hurt anyone.
I saw it, Jimmy. I saw my spaceship come through with an armada. The Earth's better off without me.
no. You're not a weapon, you're a person.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Shut up. That's a creepy centipede dinosaur.
Superman! Come out wherever you are.
He's not gonna be able to recover when this all of a sudden just this much power.
Clark, you can't beat him in your condition.
People are getting hurt, Lois. I had to try.
Wait,
This show has some feels, man. The heck?
Do whatever you want. along with me. But leave the people of Metropolis out of...
Let him finish his sentence, man. There you go. Still not strong enough. Freaking Godzilla.
No, no, no! We have to help. How do we help?
Hi, Birdwatchers. You know me as Flamebird, but my real name is Jimmy Olsen.
And I'm Lois Lane. Metropolis is under attack. Superman is out there right now defending us. When I first met Superman, I didn't know how to feel. Every single day he went out there and used that power to help us. People have told you to fear Superman because he's different from us. But we humans are capable of causing hurt and pain too. But we're also capable of greatness. It's our turn, Metropolis.
So please, turn off your power.
Superman has saved this city over and over again. It's time for us to save Superman.
Come on, Superman.
Honey, turn off the lights.
I'm scared. Superman will save us.
Man.
You did something! You cheated again!
Nope. Not this time.
Please stand down. I won't let you hurt the people of this city.
You turned me into a monster!
Really, dude?
You chose to be a monster, Ivo.
That's right.
Make an alien freak like you!
Hey there. Oh, he just got X-ray vision. I just realized.
Don't you read the paper?
Ooh.
I'm Superman.
Yeah, you are.
I'm okay, Jimmy.
Good guy, Jimmy.
The world is better with you in it. My world is better with you in it. So don't ever worry me like that again, Smile. I love you, and...
Oh. Oh, wow. That's big.
I love you too.
Uh-oh.
It was my call what to do with him, and it's still my call.
Not anymore. As of now, I am authorized by Checkmate and the government of the United States of America to relieve you of your duties. You are no longer head of Task Force X. I am. The Omega Cannon. It should weaken the alien enough for you to carry out your new mission. Track down and terminate Superman.
Giving that mission to him? Oh. Alright. Man. I had to compose myself after this one. I was not expecting those kind of feels from this show. And it snuck up on me. I really... The speech that Lois gave, him feeling like he's only a weapon and has no purpose other than that. I mean, just the writing in this is just amazing. It's well beyond one of the best Superman shows I've ever seen. And I'm thrilled that they're doing this with Superman and with building his relationships. I keep saying it over and over again, but I can't express how much it means to me as a Superman fan, a longtime Superman fan, to finally see Clark explored to a much deeper level than he's ever been explored before. And it just shows, again, the love and the care that the creators of the show have taken with Superman and taken with... They're taking this seriously. Even though it's a kid's show. It's it's not meant to be something for adults, but it is, though. It's something for the kids who grew up with Superman and really understands Superman at that deep level, it's for us. And I feel like probably half the writers of the show were kids like me that grew up seeing Superman and loving Superman as a character and understood him to that deeper level. Because it shows. It shows in the writing. It shows in everything about this show, man. That the way they handle the drama, but also the humor. You know, I can't believe I'm saying this because I wasn't expecting to love it this much. I love Superman, and I love Superman content, and I love the Bruce Timm animated series from the 90s. But even the Bruce Timm series in the 90s, as fun as it was and as good as it was never as emotional as this show has been on so many different levels. It wasn't as funny as the show is, and it wasn't as dramatic and tear-jerky as this show is, and it doesn't give you those fluttery feelings that you get seeing the romance bloom between Clark and Lois. Like, it was a great show. Don't get me wrong. The Bruce Timm animated series was groundbreaking for the time, and it has since been my go-to when I try to explain to people who Clark really is, what Superman's really about. That was the best content I had to really try to get people to understand Superman at a deeper level. And now this show has just taken that and just blown it out of proportions and just, yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys. It's been a really fun ride, and this is just season 1. And I'm about to start season 2, and I can't wait. And there's still, I believe, one more episode, the season finale. So, I'm super excited to see what happens with that. And yeah, I mean, what else to say about this episode? I mean, I think I've got my confirmation. Finally, they mentioned the general's name as Samuel in the flashback. And that 100% is Samuel Lane, who is a general and Lois's father. And when she said, does he remind you of her? My assumption is she was talking about Lois. Could also be Lois's mother, because we don't hear much about Lois's mother. But for some reason, Superman reminds him of his own daughter or wife, one of the two, I'm not sure. Probably Lois, though. And you also got to see that he's not a terrible person at heart. He's doing what he feels is necessary and right for the world. And he doesn't like hurting civilians. I mean, he's a soldier at his core. He wants to protect people. And he doesn't want whatever they do to put people at risk just to defeat Superman. And, of course, Waller being Waller, she's much more of an extremist. And she wants Superman gone no matter the cost. Even if it means casualties. She's willing to make that sacrifice in order for what she considers to be the greater good. So that seems to be the big difference between Waller and General Lane. I love that they're putting those two together. I've never thought about that. General Lane has always been sort of his own separate thing in comparison to Waller, who has always done her own separate thing. And Waller has always been involved in this we must take down Superman for the good of the country sort of plot. But to tie General Lane into that, who is, of course, tied to Lois, who is, of course, very closely tied with Superman, stroke of genius. Love it. Now, I'm not sure if that was ever done in the comics. I am a Superman fan, but I don't know everything. I know a lot, so I could be wrong in saying that hasn't really ever been done before. But to my knowledge, I've never seen that sort of story where Waller, who is part of this Task Force X trying to take down Superman, is in league with General Lane as well. But it is just a fascinating story, and I can't wait for that reveal to Superman and to Lois to find out that General Lane is the guy that's been trying to hunt him down this entire time. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of rift that puts between Clark and Lois. I don't imagine much. It seems like Lois won't be the one. Speaking of the things that happened in the episode, it doesn't seem Lois will be the one to ever use the kryptonite on Superman. Now it's in the hands of Jimmy, or at least he's seen it, and he's seen what could happen. But again, I don't know what that means. Because Lois saw the same thing, and she came to realize that he could never do that. And that's kind of what this episode was about in the end. Jimmy, I think, feels the same way. So I'm not sure if either one of them will be the one to eventually use that, or if it'll somehow get into the wrong hands, which is probably more likely. But there's definitely going to be something with that kryptonite in either this next episode or maybe even season 2. Maybe they carry this on. I don't know. Because they do have this weapon, supposedly, that I might be able to take Superman down, that was developed by Ivo. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't wait for it, guys. I'm super excited. It's one of those things that this show has been really hard to do week by week. I'm doing it this long because I want to really savor it, because I know it's only 2 seasons long, and also, quite frankly, I don't have a whole lot of time right now, because I'm still doing a full-time job on top of all of this. I have a family. I'm also running a studio on the side, so my life is really, really busy. So to do 2 episodes at a time means I have to edit 2 episodes at a time on top of all the other shows I'm watching. So it's just not possible right now. But I also am, like I said, enjoying just spreading this out and really taking the time to enjoy this show. Now, it's days like this and episodes like this that make it really hard not to just jump into the next episode, because I want to. And it's just kind of this, like, what I've found doing reactions, it's kind of the give and take, right? Because the give is I get to experience this for the first time with an audience and talk about it with you guys, and that's so much fun, and I really enjoy that. But of course, the downside being me as a binger, especially on a show like this, I'd be through season 2 by now. Like, it'd be all caught up already, but you know, I gotta take the time and do the recordings and all that. But it's okay. I am really glad I'm doing this. It is interesting too that I'm able to do this, and I started this right as the Batman animated series, which I'm also covering on the channel, by the way. So if you're interested in checking that out, I'll probably have links somewhere in the video. But it is interesting to see that this show is coming out, or I'm watching this show for the first time just as this Batman show is also coming out. So I'm getting sort of the 2 big heroes, the DC legends of Superman and Batman. I'm watching their new renditions back to back simultaneously, and I've enjoyed I've only a couple episodes into the Batman Cape Crusader so far, and while I love it and I think it's really, really good so far, and it does remind me a lot of the Batman animated series, I don't think it's from the 90s. I don't think it's escalating the Batman animated series. I don't think it's topping it. I think it's doing what the Batman animated series did. So far, the track that show has is it could be potentially just as good as the original 90s series. This show is on the track to just destroy the Superman 90s series for me, and that's saying a lot, because it is the Superman Bruce Timm series was my favorite Superman content prior to this of all time. And so to dethrone that, that's saying a lot. It really, really is. Yeah, I'm just, again, guys, so thrilled with this show. I want to, I obviously got really emotional with it, and I don't tend to get that emotional at shows that often. Although in my old age and after having children, I am a bit more emotional these days than I used to be. So I also woke up at 6:30 in the morning to take my daughter to an orientation for her school. So I'm really tired, so that probably plays into everything. But everything just hit in the right moment. The music, the dialogue, the actions, the animation, and what was happening on the screen, and the story itself. It all just was so perfect that I really couldn't help it but just get really choked up in those moments. I really want to know what you guys think. Please continue on the conversation in the comment section below. How did you guys feel when you first saw this episode? Did you get as moved as I was? Are you guys as thrilled with this series as I am as a Superman fan? And I want to hear from the guys, the people that were the fans of the Bruce Timm series, just like I am. Where does it compare to you guys so far? I'm sure a lot of you are maybe through season 2, so don't spoil anything for me. But tell me, how does it feel? Do you guys think this is better than or close to that series for you? Or is there any other Superman content out there that you feel is up there in the rankings? Because for me, it's not even close. It's it's getting neck and neck with the original Superman animated series and this. And then other than, Christopher Reeve's Superman films will always have a place in my heart because it was really what introduced me to Superman when I was little. But watching it now, it's very campy, it's dated, and I don't appreciate what they did with Clark as much in that, or Lex Luthor for that matter. But I will always love those films because it's nostalgic for me, and I get excited watching them. It's like the little kid in me comes back out again. So always have a place in my heart. I love the Lois and Clark, or Adventures of Lois and Clark. The 90s series with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher, also really good. The writing in that one was hit or miss sometimes, especially towards the end. It was more miss than hit. The Superman animated series was probably the most consistently good Superman show I've seen, and this, like I said, this might top that. So anyways, yeah, do you guys agree? Do you guys feel the same? Do you guys have any other Superman content that you hold up to high regards as well? I want to know. Let me know in the comments section. But that's all I have for this, guys. I could probably go on and talk about this for an hour. That's how thrilled I was with this episode and this show. But I won't. I'll save it for more discussions to come. With that all being said, guys, please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the content today. And subscribe to my channel. It's a new channel. I'm trying to, build it up. I really want to continue to do this. It's been a blast so far, to say the least. It's been hard. It's been challenging. I'm not gonna lie. The editing and all that I'm doing on my own right now, and managing that plus my family life plus work life plus a studio, and it's a lot. But I am really enjoying this, and I want to continue to do it. So what you guys can do to help me continue to do this is, like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Like this video so it boosts up the amount of people that will see this video and hopefully can enjoy it as well. But also check out my Patreon page, because there's a lot of great perks on there. Stuff like ad-free content, full-length reactions to this series and every other series I do. But also, guys, I'm about 3 weeks ahead. You'll get early access to all the content I'm watching. So this episode that you're watching right now, if you're watching it on YouTube, I'm like 3 episodes ahead on Patreon. So if you want to catch up to where I'm currently at with this show and any other of the shows that I react to, you can do that over on Patreon. And also the last tier of Patreon is to support my studio itself, Little Grim Entertainment, where I'm creating original animated shows and also video games as a AAA game programmer myself. I'm really looking to build this studio from the ground up. So I have about 3 IPs currently in the works. I'm really excited to share with you guys some of that stuff. And that's what you'll get with the last tier, is a little sneak peek to some of the stuff we're working on and things that I've done in the past, which actually included a 3D animated Superman fan film that I was doing a long time ago. I never got it actually animated fully, but I did record the entire script, fully voice acted. And I'm trying to put together a video for you guys so you can check that out with all the voice actors, including one of the voice actors that actually plays Jor-el in this series. So the guy that voices Jor-el in this series, his name is Jason Marnocha. He played Brainiac in my Superman show in 2011 in my film that I was making. So it's been a long time coming. It's so cool to see him in this show. I haven't seen very much of him. I was hoping he'd be in more, but that's okay. I haven't even heard him speak English, because as Jor-el, he's just speaking Kryptonian this whole time. But anyways, loved it. Love this episode. Check out Patreon, guys. Like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next reaction.